This is WBGU FM 88.1 and HD1, Bowling Green, Ohio.
Programming for WBGU is brought to you by Aardvark Screen Printing and Embroidery in downtown Bowling Green, providing custom apparel like bar crawl t-shirts and long sleeve tees, plus novelty items like koozies, stickers, wristbands, and party favors for student orgs, businesses, and families. Always open at aardvarkspe.com.
Hello. It is 8:04 p.m. on this Thursday evening of February the 8th? Yes. Usually I'm not correct on that. You are tuned in to WBGU FM 88.1 and HD1, Bowling Green, Ohio, as Callie so lovelily put it. Lovely? I don't think that's a word. Anyway, you're listening to Mix 8.0.4. And if you are unfamiliar with what that means, this is the new rendition of my show that it's using only music that is in either the CD vault here at WBGU or in the system here at WBGU. And I've done 4. This will be the 4th one where I'm just playing stuff that has been submitted, and it doesn't always have to be current stuff. I have a whole box of old CDs from, well, not like old, but 2000s, 90s, things like that I think is gonna be really fun. But I think if I'm correct in what I have read, next Thursday I'll be kind of back to my normal show, the way it had been, which was where I take some sort of theme, whether it be the letter L or the feeling of fall, something like that, and I bring in a bunch of songs that all center around that theme from my own library, which is 12,000 strong now. In the summer is the only time that I'll have time to go through my iTunes library and delete. But for now, it's reached that 12,000 mark. So what we're listening to right now in the background is Honey by the band Bitten By. And so what I'm going to do throughout this show, because it is still the Mix 8.0 format, in which I do a lot of reading. So I'm going to look up some BG News articles that are from this day or close to this day back in whatever year I find, and whatever year has some fun or interesting stuff in it, some fun articles to read. And I have read many fun articles. So we're gonna listen to some current stuff, some old indie stuff, and read some stuff and things, people. That is what this show is about. For now, I'll let some indie currents play. These are the newest of the new stuff, mostly, here on WBGU FM. Enjoy!
Took my hand internally, a simple touch, a brief reminder of what is real and make-believe. And for a second felt alright, dear. I'm quite alright, dear. I'm quite alright, dear. I'm quite alright. choose to go alone. To say the least, you weren't inspired. The cracks within began to grow, from which your self-control grew tired. She looked so tired. She looked so tired. She looks so. This only will backfire. I found the problem, fixed you up and made you new. So lonely, ill-advisor. I find it wiser to get inside her. Got inside her. She looks so tired. Dug you out. Too bad I never felt the tremor. The earth gave in, I tumbled down into the rabbit hole forever. I'm gone forever. I'm gone forever. I won't come out. This only will backfire. I found the problem, fixed you up and made you new. Some lonely, ill-advisor will find it wiser to get inside her. Well, it pains to say things will never be the same, and redemption is all I need. 'Cause my strength is fake, it's just enough to bear the weight. What made you happy was much more than I could take.
If I could, I would. I would leave, I would leave. If I could, I would. I would leave, I would leave. If I could, I would. I would leave, I would leave. If I could, I would. I'm grinding my teeth through my face. It's a hellhole. Stumble through the streets. In my head, it's a hellhole. I would leave, I would leave. If I could, I would. I would leave, I would leave. If I could, I would. I would leave, I would leave. If I could, I would. I would leave, I would leave. If I could, I would. could, I would. I would leave, I would leave. If I could, I would.
My name is Dale Pazinski. I volunteer with United Way to help the homeless in my community learn computer skills and build a basic resume. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Soon after humans began to walk upright, they invented folk music, and folk music was the only music, and it was good. Then came civilization, and rival musical genres arose. Gregorian chant, classical music, jazz, rock and roll, and there was cacophony, but folk music survived, and when the economy and technology collapse and civilization devolves into barbarism, these upstart genres will fall away, and folk music will rise again to its natural dominance. You can prepare yourself now for that inevitable future by tuning in to the Folk Music Show Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. on WBGU 88.1.
Yes, you can, because it's the show that's right before mine. Speaking of David... Oh, you were listening to Leave by Waves. That's Waves with 2 V's. Anyway, back to David Sears. So, he's the folk and world music director here at WBGU, so he has a lot of that stuff, and I did not know how much of that stuff he has. And it's not all... I don't know how to say this. It's like world is not maybe what you think of when you think of world music. Like he has a bunch of, it's regular rock, regular pop, just from different countries. And so I was looking through some of those, and I was like, wow, I recognize some of these names. Alphaville and Decima Victima are both Spanish rock bands. And so I'm going to play El Signo de la Cruz by Decima Victima from their album Sombras right now, and we're going to sprinkle in some more gems that I found in the World folder here in the automation system. And then we're also, after that song, we're going to hear Wassa Wassa by Superstar Ace, who is from Nigeria. And then we're going to hear a song called The Great Heist, and that will probably bring us to the bottom of the hour. We'll do some weather and events, and et cetera, et cetera. We'll all have a grand old time.
Es algo grave. Hablaba en serio. Lo que te ha dicho hoy, lo he visto y es verdad. Estaba helado. Llagas y estigmas le han marcado la piel, formando una señal. Lleva el signo de la cruz, sabe que hay otro mundo en su interior. Está asustado, tiene visiones que hablan de salvación y le prometen paz. Piensa en la gloria y la vida eterna, en la reencarnación y un mundo posterior. El signo de la cruz, sabe es algo grave. Hablaba en serio lo que te ha dicho hoy. Lo he visto y es verdad. Que va el signo de la cruz. Sabe que hay otro mundo en su interior. She's telling me that I'm naughty. She brought her friends to the party. Thoughts of me Illuminati. And every day, she calling me on my salad. Since she saw me on the telly, now she calling me Zaddy. What's up? She's telling me that I'm naughty. She brought her friends to the party. Thoughts of me Illuminati. And every day, she calling me on my salad. Since she saw me on the telly, now she calling me Zaddy. I be where the bees with the buzz, shut it down with the fuzz. Dollar bills and go with trust. You lame can't sit with us. We represent. Time forward with the sand. Back when I had no sand, now we chillin' the bench. Now we're riding the bench. Do kush, wish my friends. We ain't gotta pretend. Crazy lish at the trend. She bust down with some ooh. I bust a band, I'm so cool. Stay riding through with my cool. Where we're in, there's no room. You cuff your chick, she with you. I keep her blessed like I chew. Peekaboo, look at you. James up to what's up? She's telling me that I'm naughty. She brought her friends to the party. Thoughts of me Illuminati. And every day, she calling me on my salad. Since she saw me on the telly, now she calling me Zaddy. What's up? She's telling me that I'm naughty. She brought her friends to the party. Thoughts of me Illuminati. And every day, she calling me on my salad. Since she saw me on the telly, now she calling me Zaddy.
Southside.
Hey, hot boy, don't touch that Ngozi. Why did I change Josie? Ask your girl, she probably knows me. I could take trips to Japan, paper planes, you know I can. Oh, I used to be a fan, and you thought that I can't. Steph Curry down with a hand, Mayweather with a band. Keep it hurting just in all scissors. I'm gonna do it just for one reason. I keep my flexing on your boy, so you know. Trap flows in the bando every day. I keep my flexing for my girls like a show. Magic Mike, sexy boy on a roll. Why's out? She's telling me that I'm naughty. She brought her friends to the party. Thoughts of me Illuminati. And every day, she calling me on my salad. Since she saw me on the telly, now she calling me Zaddy. Why's out? She's telling me that I'm naughty. She brought her friends to the party. Thoughts of me Illuminati. And every day, she calling me on my salad. Since she saw me on the telly, now she calling me Zaddy. Why's out? She's telling me that I'm naughty. She brought her friends to the party. Thoughts of me Illuminati. And every day, she calling me on my salad. Since she saw me on the telly, now she calling me Zaddy. Why's out? She's telling me that I'm naughty. She brought her friends to the party. Thoughts of me Illuminati. And every day, she calling me on my salad. Since she saw me on the telly, now she calling me Zaddy. Some bride is walking. It's not very shocking, and we
You're listening to WBGU FM on 88.1 and HD1, Bowling Green,
Programming
Ohio.
for WBGU is brought to you by Aardvark Screen Printing and Embroidery in downtown Bowling Green, providing custom apparel like bar crawl t-shirts and long sleeve tees, plus novelty items like koozies, stickers, wristbands, and party favors for student orgs, businesses, and families. Always open at aardvarkspe.com. All right, it is 8:28, so we're actually a tad early, a little bit before the bottom of the hour, but that's okay with me if it's okay with you. So you are tuned into Mix 8.0.4, and let's see what we've played. We played El Signo de la Cruz, which is the sign of the cross, by Decima Victima from their album Sombras. Then you heard Wassa Wassa by Superstar Ace. That was a single. And then what you just got finished listening to was called The Great Heist. That was by Big Mother Gig, which is just an odd name. But those were all, well, the last two at least were fresh out of the oven indie currents. So let's look at the weather and see what is going on. I know when I was at the rec, I saw the Toledo weather people, 1 to 3 inches of snow for the commute. Oh gosh. Tomorrow morning. So that is, I mean, I guess I believe them, whatever. So snow tonight, it looks like 90% chance of snow tonight with a low of 13 degrees. And then tomorrow, light snow, it says 70% chance, high of 33, low of 24 for tomorrow. And then on Saturday, snow showers, 70% chance of that, high of 27, low of 24. Okay. Whatever, I can handle that. Okay, so for some events, there are a bunch of fun ones going on. The main one this weekend is the BG Winterfest Chillabration, and that happens this weekend starting on Friday and then Saturday and Sunday. If you go to Facebook and type in BG Chillabration, you'll find it. The event has all of the whole list, like the schedule of all the events that are happening, what times they're happening, where they're happening, because I can't possibly read all of this, but it does start tomorrow. And the first thing is the BGHS Art Show. That starts at 10 a.m., goes till 7, goes all day. And then we end this celebration on Sunday with the public skate from 3:30 to 5:20. And me and my boyfriend are going to be doing that public skate, but on Saturday from 3:30 to 5:20. I don't know why it's 5:20. Anyway, so that is happening, and it's free. So there you go. Something else fun this weekend that's happening, but it's just a one-day thing, is and it finally has a name now. The Schoolhouse Show. It's a house show, and it's at the schoolhouse, so it's a schoolhouse show. Lost in Space is what it's called. It's this Saturday. Starts at 9-ish. Probably be a little bit after that, but I'll read the little blurb. School's back in session. Let's put a little fun into this time of dreary weather and high stress levels. Modern Hollows, the band that I'm in, will be providing us some sweet jams. Bear Fuzz, psychedelic jam band from Columbus, are making their return to the house, as well as high-intensity punkers. Trouble Giant, which is my boyfriend's band. Music starts at 9. So it says. Maybe a little bit later than that. But yes, definitely come out. It's 111 East Oak Street in Bowling Green. It ought to be a lot of fun. It's Lost in Space, so it's a space-themed event. And then it's something else that is happening, not this weekend, but this coming week on Valentine's Day, which is the Valentine's Day is the 14th. So this is happening on Tuesday. It's the Falcon Flame game. And so what that is it's based on the 1970s game show, The Dating Game. Contestants can't see each other while they're being asked questions, and this is going to happen. It's going to be broadcast live at 4 p.m. on Tuesday the 13th of 2018. Hosted by Ryan Chernick, who was an alum here and alum of the Plastic Shatners improv comedy group. And there's going to be a watch party for the game in 314 of the Bowen-Thompson Student Union, starting at 3:30. It's sponsored by Kidoba, Bowling Green, Ohio, and Almar Lanes. It's the bowling alley. So that is something fun that we are hosting that is coming up soon. Ought to be pretty interesting, pretty funny. All right, so I have some CDs. I chose Indie Box. What did I choose? 47. Indie 47. And I'm just pulling stuff out and we're just playing stuff. But we have to finish up this song. So we, in the background, we were listening to, Sheila and the Kit. Oh goodness, what was it called? I lost it. It went away. But it was Sheila and the Kit, a new song from them. This song is called Keep Fun by Gregory Ackerman. And I'll let him finish this, and then we'll get to one of the CDs. So keep it locked to Mix 8.0.4 here on WBGU FM.
Just about everything. Just about you. But I keep falling back in love. It's just about everything. It's just about everyone. And I keep searching for a clue. It's just about everything. It's just about you.
Why whenever it comes to love, do I always fall alone? Why whenever you come near me, does my heart beat so fast? But now the bass is picking up and I can't slow it down, and I feel my mind racing. Am I losing it now? Why do they say we are too young to get ourselves attached? But our first true love has finally had right love, wrong time, heartbreaker, lose my mind. Too soon, both lose. These silly games fall behind. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Sometimes I just don't know how I'll let you go, how I'll let you go. We've just gotta find our time, but it's not our time right now. But the clock is ticking now, but don't you make a sound. Can't you feel my heart beating? Why do they say we are too young to get ourselves attached? something. Right love, wrong time. Heartbreak, lose my mind. Too soon, both lose.
I've heard it said that right and wrong are clear as the night and day. Oh, but I've never had the nerve to look at it that way. Well, mostly it's just a pinch of good to a bucket full of bad. Oh, but it's not what you got, or how you use it anyway. About how it is, things have gone astray. Oh, and baby, baby, maybe you're right, and all those things that you say. But all that you gave, I took gladly, though I knew I didn't really belong. But now I just wish that there was a happy ending to this song. People changing, people change again. Alright. Oh, I said, come on, 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 come on. No, 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 no. This is a song for when I'm gone. This is a song for when I'm gone. And I've learned the way it goes, the fingers and double line. Yeah. Now people changing. People change and people change again. Well, I said, walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away now. Well, I stand up on my shoes and I don't look back now. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah.
WBGU FM, Bowling Green,
My
Ohio.
name is Ruth Rusi. I volunteer with United Way, reading to children to help prepare them for a better academic future. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
On Saturday, February 10th, the BGSU women's basketball team will travel to DeKalb, Illinois to face the Northern Illinois Huskies. Join Chase Bachman for the play-by-play at 2 p.m. on your home for BGSU women's basketball, Falcon Radio, or on the TuneIn Radio app.
Okay, but what was that, like, low-key, like, breakbeat background music in that promo? That was awesome. I like that a lot. All right, so we have been listening to music. We have heard, we just got finished listening to a song called Yen by Antic. And before that, we heard a song called A Song for When I'm Gone by Tall Tales and True from their album Shiver. And that was from the box, Indie 47. Picked one out of there and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I liked it. And before that, I don't think I said this, but we heard Right Love, Wrong Time by Aaron Bloomer. That was a song that kind of changed time signature feel, or changed meter feel. And so, as promised, I have found a BG newspaper from February 8th, 1972. There were just a couple things, not too many things in this that I thought were interesting, but on the front page it says Wood County vote given to 10 students. So what this was about, it was basically allowing 10 students and a former student to become registered voters in Bowling Green. I totally took that for granted. I thought, well, yeah, I live here. I don't like live here, but I'm a student here and I am living here. So yeah, of course registered to vote here. But apparently it wasn't always like that. So it says, this is the first time students living on campus have been allowed to register as voters with the Wood County Board of Elections. Previously, students living on campus at Kent State, Ohio, and Miami universities had been allowed to register with the boards of election in their counties. Okay, interesting. So there's that. That happened 40-something years ago. There's another thing called Council OK's alcohol proposal. And this alcohol proposal was basically saying that on in certain residence halls, or I guess in all residence halls, there would be a 24-hour open house proposal on having alcohol in private areas of the dorm. Like there would be a place in the dorm where you could drink alcohol. And it says that it's on its way to the Vice President of Student Affairs and then to the President and Board of Trustees. So this paper doesn't give any definitive answer to whether or not it was okayed or not. But I mean, I'm just gonna guess no. That seemed a bit odd to me too. And then there was this little section. It's just called Groundhog Neglect. And I'll just read it as Do Powerro sings Guilty in the background. Recently, apathy reached an ultimate high on the Bowling Green campus. February 2nd, traditionally Groundhog Day, went unnoticed. As chairman for the Friends of the Groundhog Association, I feel it is my duty to reprimand the student body, the administration, and the BG News on their gross negligence of the situation. Let us look at the facts. There were no known parties, lectures, celebrations, concerts, movies, or the like by and or for the populace of the university. The administration failed in its duty to inform the residents about Groundhog Day. The BG News did not cover the story of Boris the Groundhog and his habitat in Puxatawney, PA. I don't know if that's how you spell that. Are not the aforementioned facts conclusive enough to assume that this campus has no mental, physical, or emotional feelings toward the groundhog? I've noticed that the BG News and various other campus facilities have sponsored programs for blacks, foreign students, and political groups, but none for the groundhog. By writing this letter, I hope to achieve the following. 1. Information on and about Groundhog Day. 2. Placing the blame on not just one organization, but many, hoping to divide the responsibility for next year's Groundhog Day. 3. And letting this campus know that there are some concerned people still willing to defend the groundhog's rights. In conclusion, I would like to thank all the folks who either called or wrote asking information about Groundhog Day. Anyone else requesting information may call 372-3560. Thank you. Signed, David Michael Butt. B-U-T-T Butt. Thanks, David. You are doing God's work by writing that article. All right, we're going to get back to the tunes. We're now listening to The Man Moves by Freshly Ground. And this is another thing that I pulled up from the World folder. This was, I believe, let's see, African rock? South African rock, yes. So we'll listen to this, and then we'll play some more things, and I'll tell you about them. And then we'll come back at the top of the hour.
I was so much bolder. Thought we were dancing, thought we were moving, thought we were safe in each other's arms, and I thought we were dancing, thought we were moving, thought we were safe from each other's arms.
Coffee smell and lilac skin, your flame and me. 29 pearls in your kiss, a singing smile, coffee smell and lilac skin, your flame and me. I'm only here for I know everybody here wants you. I know everybody here thinks he needs you. I'll be waiting right here just to show you how our love will blow it all away. I know the tears we cried have dried on yesterday. The sea of force is parted for us. There's nothing in our way, my love. No, no, no. Don't you see? Don't you see? You're just a torch to put the flame to all our guilt and shame. And I'll rise like an ember in your name. I know everybody here wants you. I know everybody here thinks he needs you.
You're listening to WBGU FM on 88.1 and HD1, Bowling Green, Ohio.
Community sponsorship for WBGU programming is brought to you by Grounds for Thought, a local coffee shop offering vintage books, vinyl, comics, and a selection of home-baked goods. Grounds for Thought, located at 174 South Main Street, Bowling Green, Ohio.
All right, it's 9 o'clock on the dot. That is what I like to see. And you are indeed tuned to WBGU FM. Mix 8.0.4. Specifically, I'm your host, DJ Mick. And we have played some songs. One of the songs we played, the one right before the top of the hour with the announcements, was by Lisa Germano. This came out in 2002. The song we heard was It's Party Time. And whoever the music director was at this time did a little clip thing, like a little what's this about? It says, "This is great, experimental, slow, and strange, but incredibly beautiful. Check out the feature tracks 8 and 6. You won't regret it. FCC Clean." And we played track 8. And whoever this person was right. I did not regret it. That was great. I'm gonna look her up later. We also heard, we heard "The Man Moves" by Freshly Ground. That was South African rock. Now we're listening to "Take Your Name" by Martha Fion. Yes, F-F-I-O-N. 2 Fs. 2 Fs. So I've been looking up some more BG News stuff. I think I'll get to that at the next break we have. So we're going to continue listening to kind of a mixture of the newest indie currents and some of the stuff that I've found in the world folder because, yeah, some of it is like awesome. Actually, let's listen to the Alphaville track next. Yeah, we're going to do that. It's called El Modelo de Pikmin. And we'll hear this after Martha Fion finishes us out here with "Take Your Name."
We could reach a compromise. I'll take your name if you take. I'll take your name if you take. I'll take your name if you take mine.
Palabras incomprensibles y el resplandor se extiende por pasillos y estancias como un monstruo demasiado real. En los espejos acecha la imagen insinuada de un miedo ancestral. Llamas, las velas se agitan en las paredes, se palpa la la humedad, las telarañas, el polvo de siglos se hacen señores de la oscuridad. Un torbellino de voces siniestras es la fanfarria que anuncia la visión del repugnante modelo de Big Man. El diablo ha entrado en la habitación. Solo es el comienzo de la noche, la danza macabra y el aquelarre se escapan del lienzo. La fiesta negra ya está aquí, ya está aquí, ya está aquí. Las tumbas se abren, espectros y sombras, bailan los ritmos prohibidos y el señor de las tinieblas ocupa su trono, mientras aullidos y muecas de pavor se mezclan con delirios absurdos. El chivo negro preside el altar de las ofrendas, las notas blasfemas de arcaicos salmos arrasan el lugar. Solo es el comienzo de la noche, la danza macabra y el aquelarre se escapan del lienzo. La fiesta negra ya está aquí, ya está aquí, ya está aquí, ya está aquí.
Show you love and some more. My friends and family testify that you and I are meant to be forever together, we're richer and stronger. You and me will love each other. You and me can sabatana. I know that only you would understand me when everybody else be thinking funny. You're the only one I see who sees me. Where you are is where my heart is. I'm sure you know I'm all for you, baby. If I had to go down for your love, I would do. If I had to sing it out loud for your love, I would do. 10 years they call my student, yeah, baby girl, I know they go. 20 years go call my student, yeah, baby girl, I know they go. I'll get it all. give me your love, that's all I want. I got no resistance at all. I'm gradually starting to resemble you, baby. I think I know a little bit of singing. Would you mind a song before you go to bed? Sweetie more that I kiss your hand. I would rather be with you than be with some friends. Cause when I'm with you, girl, I feel no stress. Soft and tender, let me be your lover and defender. This is a love invasion. You got my full attention. What is it you need, just mention. I don't know the reason, I just love you. If I had to go down for your love, I would do. If I had to sing it out loud, for your love, I would. 10 years they go, my student, yeah, baby girl, I know they go. 20 years go, my student, yeah, baby girl, I know they go. I do it all for you. I wanna be your African, baby. I'll get it all for you. Just wanna be your I know you love me and I'm sure you know I love you more. You want it, girl, you want it, girl. You and me love each other. That is if I can so. You and me can so batana. That is if I can so. You and me will never be apart. They can never break us down. Come on, baby, it's on us now. We can make love all night. Things will never ever fall apart. Too many goodies here on my card. If you ever have to leave, take my heart. I go love you till the day we have you 50 years. You go my student, yeah. As long as I never go. 100 years go my student, yeah. As long as I never go. I do it all for you. As long as I never go. Girl, I do it all for you. Do it all for you. As long as I never go. I never go a student, yeah. Never go a student. I'm gonna do it all for you, baby. Doctor, just for you. Still for you. Never, 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 never. Let's take our clothes off out in the street. Let's strip our bodies down. Let's just be free. I'm just a man. We all just freaks. I need a love so I can retreat. Came around, I seen it in your eyes, you are the one. Always get what I want, I was looking for some fun. Sometimes I go overboard, my friends ain't too much. Let's see if I go overboard, baby, will you jump with me? Let's retreat, let's retreat. Let's make love, let's repeat. Let's repeat, let's retreat. I ain't asking for too much. All I need is just one chance. They ain't got what I got, Bill. They ain't got what I got, no. I ain't asking for too much. All I need is just one chance. They ain't got what I got, Bill. They ain't got what I got, no.
Someone like this long, endless journey after the dust settles down and the sun shines away before we lose more ground. The blue heron looked after us. Should I still be worried? Only time will say. The blue heron looked after us. Oh, St. Andrews, you flew into the on this summer Tuesday afternoon. Hummingbirds greeting us, eagles all picking up dust. Only at Allison Rose. Oh, St. Andrews, flew me to the on this summer Tuesday afternoon. Oh, St.
Hey, this is Andrew from Dude York, and you're listening to WBGU.
If you have a taxophobia or a fear of disorder, you might like the very neat and tidy Odds and Ends show with DJ K2. Each week, a guiding theme links 2 hours of tunes together, providing a fun backdrop for cleaning, organizing, or making your own mixtape compilation for a friend. Songs you love, or at least will by the end of the show, Odds and Ends, Monday evenings from 6 to 8 p.m. on WBGU, 88.1 on the FM dial, or online at WBGUFM.com.
Russell Wilson here. With Play 60, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Healthy kids.
To get involved, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Donate.
Are you guys going to do that every time?
Yes, of course.
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Alrighty, 9:19, a little bit past the old 15 part. Oops. Well, I'll tell you what we have been listening to. We heard Lover's Retreat by Jedi. It's Jedii. A lot of double phonemes. Very interesting. We had Waves. We had Martha Fion. Now we have Jedi. We also heard St. Andrews by DesRosiers, or DesRosiers, if you're pronouncing it the French way. And now we're listening to Love or Leave by Alien Guitar Abduction. All right, so I found another BG News. This one from 2001, February 8th. So 17 years ago, I was 5. So there's a little section called Wedding Planner, Not Just Another Romantic Comedy. So I'm just going to read that. Okay. Adam Sandler very well may be the greatest comic actor of our generation. That's good. Okay, after a successful career on Saturday Night Live, Sandler... Wow. I'm sorry, I just have to pause. That's really sad how much he's gone. Now he's like the most hated. But in 2001, man, he was the greatest comic. Wow, that's good. How the mighty have fallen. After a successful career on Saturday Night Live, Sandler delivered uproariously funny title role performances in Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore before turning in this gem of a period piece. Sandler plays Robbie Hart, a wedding singer. Robbie is engaged to Linda Angela Featherstone, who stands him up at the altar on their wedding day. Robbie meets Julia, played masterfully by Drew Barrymore, at a wedding that Robbie was performing at. Robbie, heartbroken, swears off singing at weddings ever again. However, the compassionate Julia persuades him to sing at her wedding. Julia is engaged to Glenn, Matthew Glave, a crude, womanizing Wall Street type. The more Robbie helps Julia plan her wedding, the more Robbie falls in love. Robbie finds out that Glenn has been cheating on Julia. Being that he is in love with Julia, he feels it necessary to tell her. However, Linda reappears in Robbie's life and ruins all chances Robbie might have to land Julia. That's before infamous rocker Billy Idol gets involved. I don't want to give away too much, but Billy Idol has a way of setting things right. This is pretty standard boy meets girl, boy gets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets girl backstory. The message is simple and perhaps overdone. True love always wins over shallow materialistic relationships. However, when put on screen with Sandler's comedic presence and impressive mullet, the script comes alive. Tried and true 80s classics comprise the score, which definitely works to the picture's advantage. All in all, I'd have to give this movie 3 out of 4 stars, mostly for Sandler's performance, but also for the rappin' granny Ellen Albertini Dow. I would definitely pick this film for when you want to snuggle up with your significant other. What? I was supposed to review The Wedding Planner. Damn it! And that's how that little thing ends. 3 exclamation marks. So that was obviously about The Wedding Singer, not The Wedding Planner. So I just thought that was pretty funny. There was another little bit here about somebody. The email got all messed up because that was still like somewhat new in 2001. Email virus paralyzes U of Penn computers. Throughout this week, hundreds of computers across the University of Pennsylvania campus have been infected with a virus spread through email. The virus prohibits computer users from opening many programs and instead sends the virus out to other email addresses. The virus, named blah blah blah, assumes the role of a middleman when a student attempts to open many types of files. Instead of directly opening the file, the operating system opens the virus first. In the meantime, the virus sends itself out to all the names on a student's contact list, according to the computing manager and engineering sophomore Josh Gilper. The program that users intend to open will not start up and could be destroyed. The virus spreads fast, warned information technology advisor and Wharton and engineering freshman Matthew Latman. That was a lot of words that didn't really make any sense. Faster than any virus I've ever seen. And I'm just going to say the name of the virus again. Bleblab. It's B-L-E, capital B-L-A, period, B. Bleblab. Okay, I think that's all I want to say about this 2001 or a new BG News article. I'll try and find some more, but right now we're listening to Fragmento by El Otro Grupo, Spanish. And we're dangerously close to the bottom of the hour, so we'll probably get 1 or 2 more songs in. I'll try and play some more from Indie 47, some CDs, old CDs, and then we'll do some weather events and things like that. Be right back.
Life is all flash, gotta get there fast. Everybody, everybody to the crash. Life is all flash, gotta get there fast. Everybody, everybody to the crash. I've got to move, got nothing to lose, got nothing to prove to you. Step on the gas, gotta get there fast. Everybody, everybody to the crash. Ooh, life is all flash, gotta get there fast. Ooh, everybody smashed, everybody to the crash. Ain't got no time for waiting in line or listening to you crying. Don't wanna die, but we're still gonna try. Why live it like a lie? I've got to move, got nothing to lose, got nothing to prove to you. Step on the gas, gotta get there fast. Everybody, everybody to the crash. Ooh, life is all flash, gotta get there fast. Ooh, everybody smashed, everybody to the crash. Life is all flash, gotta get there fast. Everybody, everybody to the crash. Life is all flash, gotta get there fast. Everybody, everybody to the crash. Ooh, life is all flash, gotta get there fast. Ooh, everybody smashed, everybody, everybody to the crash.
This is WBGU FM 88.1 and HD1, Bowling Green,
Community
Ohio.
sponsorship for WBGU programming is brought to you by Grounds for Thought, a local coffee shop offering vintage books, vinyl, comics, and a selection of home-baked goods. Grounds for Thought, located at 174 South Main Street, Bowling Green, Ohio.
All right, 9:29 p.m. on this February 8th evening, Thursday, 2018. Can you believe it, fam? All right, so we've been playing some songs. This is called Nectar by the band Blinds. We also just listened to, let me look at this. It's Pop Star Kids, but it's like pop. Oops, sorry, that's a bit loud. It's pop and then like a little asterisk and then star and then asterisk and then kids. That's how their band name is stylized. And we heard Do the Crash by that band, and whoever the MD was at this time, which was 2001, says too stupid and funny not to put in. Sometimes some of the stuff they say on the albums that they put into the system are really mean. Like some I've seen, because we're doing this indie box, like CD box cataloging project to write down all the information of all the indie CDs we have in there, because otherwise there's really no way of knowing except for pouring through every box. And I've seen some that are like, this really sucks. Like, this is crap. But yet they put it in anyway. And I'm just like, why would you even put it in? Unless like promoters were really badgering you to put it in the system and you begrudgingly did it, but told people not to play it. I don't know. It's pretty funny. Okay, so weather. What the hecky is happening tonight and this weekend? There's going to be snow late tonight. Low of 12 tonight. And then tomorrow is going to be snow. 70% chance. Cloudy. High of 33, low of 24 for tomorrow, Friday, the 9th. And then Saturday, the 10th, snow showers. Oh, 60% chance now. Last hour, it was 70%. High of 27, low of 24. So there you go. Not looking that great. Maybe my 8:30 will be canceled tomorrow. I'm hoping. It's a great class, but I kind of need to catch up on some sleep. So, some events that are happening. The official Winterfest BG Chillibration is happening this weekend. There are events on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The main day looks like Saturday. They have the most things going on then. There's cookie creations for kids, carriage rides, public skate, one book BG trivia fun, 1 mile frostbite fun run, and an I Love Ohio scavenger hunt. Those are all on Saturday. There's the Downtown Merchants chocolate crawl, which has been promoted a lot, and I think that the proceeds all benefit United Way, which is great. So basically, it's just that I think there are like 12 different businesses around BG that are just handing out chocolate-related things, and you pay. I think it's $10, and you get to go to all these places and taste different kinds of chocolate. So it's pretty cool. And then there's public skate on all three days. So there's that. And then if you're looking for some music events this weekend, Saturday the 10th, there's a schoolhouse show, a house show at the schoolhouse show. It's called Lost in Space. That's what they're calling it. And there are 3 bands. One is mine, Modern Hollows. There's a band from Columbus coming in called Bear Fuzz. That's B-A-R-E Fuzz, not like an animal bear. And then Trouble Giant, who is my boyfriend's band. So it's just like a big old, I don't know, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's free. It's at 111 East Oak Street in Bowling Green, Ohio. And then there's also an event that WBGU is hosting called the Falcon Flame Game. That is happening this coming Tuesday, the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, from 4 to 5:30 p.m. That's when it'll be broadcast live online at 4. So it's basically contestants trying to win a date with their Falcon Flame. It's based on the dating game, an old game show. Contestants will not be able to see each other while being asked questions. The bachelor or bachelorette will decide on who they like to go on a date with because of the question answers. And there's going to be a watch party in 314 in the Union starting at 3:30. And it's sponsored by Qdoba, Bowling Green, and Almar Lanes. And it's hosted by Ryan Chernick. So that is going to be a hilarious, fun time. So definitely check that out. If you can't be there, then watch it online. All right. We just got finished listening to Heartbreaker by Mari, again, with the double phonemes, M-A-A-R-I. I think that's pretty funny. All right, so we've got about 25 minutes left. I'm going to drag some more of the world stuff in there, play a couple more CDs, etc. etc. I do that with the espresso. Espresso, too. I want to say espresso. Not espresso. I don't like that. I'm going to say espresso. This song is called Leave the Dark by The Day.
And I thought they'd just come and go. I was ignorant like a child. Now I try to fight the doubt, to relearn the art of hope and confidence as I finally leave the dark. There's a cold hope calling me, and I believe I'll run in my self-defense.
боками, поливаться грязью, плеваться нам вслед. Это принесет тебе какое-то счастье. Может быть так, но скорее всего нет. Мы можем спокойно жить и любить. Для этого достаточно нас просто не злить. Но ты привык верить только в грубую силу и думаешь, что я для тебя слишком хилый. Древесные стекла. Древесные ставни. Так мое слово становится камнем. Так мое слово становится камнем. Так мое слово становится камнем. Так мое слово. Если есть дух, крепкий как сталь, все остальное ничего и не значит. Ты думаешь, мне хватит пары ударов? Я думаю, мне хватит удачи. Мы можем спокойно жить и любить. Для этого достаточно нас просто не злить. Но ты привык верить только в грубую силу и думаешь, что я для тебя слишком милый. Древесные стекла. Древесные ставни. Так мое слово становится камнем. Так мое слово становится камнем. Так мое слово становится камнем. Так мое слово. Доверяли им свой покой, но ниточка доверия порвалась. Они должны защищать нас с тобой. Они защищают свою власть. Есть одна причина, по которой им заблаговещенстве подобное. Нет прощения, как могут нарушать закон люди, у которых есть право стрелять за поражение. Древесные стекла. Древесные ставни. Так мое слово становится камнем. Так мое слово становится камнем. Так мое слово становится камнем. Так мое слово.
You're listening to 88.1 WBGU FM in Bowling Green, Ohio.
My name is Meera. Many families have come to America for a better life. I advocate for these families with United Way to make the community stronger. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Looking for love in all the wrong places? Look no further. Falcon Media will be hosting a version of the dating game called the Falcon Flame Game. Contestants will be paired with their ultimate match to receive a Valentine's Day date. Woo! Applicants must be available to record the show live on February 13th from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. The date will take place the following day on February 14th. The show will broadcast on Channel 5.1 and Facebook Live. You can apply on WBGU FM's OrgSync page, and contestants will be notified by February 8th. More information can be found at facebook.com/WBGUFM. Falcon Media is not responsible for broken hearts.
All right, 9:48 p.m. on this Thursday evening, February 8th, 2018. So many eights. All right, so I have a couple things to say here. So I was looking through the Indy 47 box, and I find this half of a jewel case, and it has not one CD in it, but two. And the top one was a CMJ new release compilation album, back when CMJ was an actual thing. That's a college music, pretty sure it's College Music Journal. And that was who all the college radio stations would report their charts to, what bands they added, what bands were getting a lot of plays at the station, etc. They just died like last year. And then, so I pick it up, And then there's another disc in this broken jewel case, and it's Eiffel 65's Europop. And if you don't recognize that band name, then I don't know what to tell you, man. They did the Blue Dabba Dee song, if that rings any bells. And so it's just the disc. Like, I have no track list or anything. So I looked it up on Discogs, and I saw that track 3 was a Blue Dabba Dee remix. And so I chose track 3 in the CD thing, and I don't think that was correct. So I think I had the wrong, maybe this was a promo version, it was different or something like that. The track list was different, but anyway. So that was a mildly disappointing to me. There was something else. Yes, I played a station ID, like 5 minutes ago or 2 minutes ago, and it was by Chris Cedar. That's all I have to say. And something related to that, I just have to get this off my chest. I had a dream. I won't mention who it was about, but I'll just say that it was a strange dream, and in it, I was in some twisted version of this radio station, and I got called into a person who used to be the overseer, like the faculty person for the radio station. I got called into his office, and he was like, "I've finished writing my will." And I was like, "Okay." And then he proceeds to tell me that when he dies, I get both of his arms, one of his legs, and his whole head. And he handed me a piece of paper that had like a kind of diagram on how to stuff his head with cloth to preserve it. And he was smiling giddily throughout this whole interaction. And then like that was it. Like I don't remember what happened afterward. He just dropped that bomb on me, and then my dream moved on. I had to get that out there. I had to tell somebody about that. And the third thing that we're going to do in the last 10 minutes of the show, I'm going to just read an article that I found from a BG News February 8th back in 2007, so 11 years ago. It is something that I have some interest in somewhat. I can't really read the whole title because the way the newspaper was scanned is a bit off, but drug restrictions, something stopping coughs to getting high. Or as I said, from stopping coughs to getting high. So, finding relief for a cold this winter may be a little more challenging than people realize. Over-the-counter medications such as Sudafed, Tylenol Sinus, and Claritin D will now be kept behind many pharmacy counters so the pharmacies can monitor the amounts being bought by patients. The medications are now under surveillance because of an ingredient they contain, pseudoephedrine. Sudafed is the main brand name, or anything with a -D has pseudoephedrine, said Glenn Engelman, the director and physician-in-chief at the University Health Center. Pseudoephedrine is a common ingredient in many cold, decongestant medications. It is still okay, however, to use these drugs because they are still considered safe. The reasoning is not because it is not safe, it's because people were using it to make methamphetamine, Engelman said. It's been reported being extracted from these common medications and used to manufacture the hardcore drug methamphetamine. It's one of the ingredients used to make crystal meth. It wasn't an issue when it wasn't popular, Engelman said. National and state governments have since stepped in order to prevent the manufacturing of methamphetamine through over-the-counter drugs. According to the FDA website, on March 9, 2006, President Bush signed the Combat Methamphetamine Epidemic Act of 2005, which was included in the Patriot Bill. The act would ban over-the-counter sales of cold medicines that contain ingredients that are commonly used to make methamphetamines, such as pseudoephedrine. The FDA has since revised the act, requiring the drugs to be monitored rather than banned completely, according to the FDA website. According to the Ohio State Board of Pharmacy, pseudoephedrine, along with the more recognized relation used in diet pills, ephedrine, is now considered a controlled substance. Pharmacies keep a log of who's getting it. Is someone coming in and getting excessive quantities? Engelman said. The board had placed restrictions on the amount to be sold to individuals, and purchasers must now be over the age of 18 in order to buy drugs containing pseudoephedrine, according to the Ohio Board of Pharmacy website. You don't need a prescription for it, you just have to ask for it, Engelman said. The University Health Center requires each person who purchases a drug containing pseudoephedrine to record their signature in a logbook. The logbook allows the health center to keep track of the quantity as well as the date and time of purchase. The person's student ID is also recorded. Some drug companies are altering their drugs just so customers will continue to have easy access to the product. Some of them changed their formulation so they are not stuck behind the pharmacy counter, Eagleman said. Sudafed, for example, now has Sudafed PE, which does not contain pseudoephedrine and can be picked up right from the medicine aisle according to Sudafed's website. Some people don't even realize changes have taken place. Pamela Esquilin, Wendy von der Svag, and Alyssa James, all graduate students, weren't aware of the problem with pseudoephedrine being readily available and asked how making hardcore drugs out of medication was even possible. Students are more likely to buy generic decongestants because they are cheaper. Therefore, they may not realize there are other options behind the pharmacy counter. So that's interesting to me because I watch a lot of, I've been watching a lot of opioid crisis documentaries, and in, YouTube's recommended and stuff, there are some about the meth epidemic of around this time, like the 2000s and stuff, and earlier than that. And so I recognized some of the stuff, I knew about that bill that what did they mention? The Combat Methamphetamine Epidemic Act of 2005. I had heard about that and stuff. So that's really interesting. And I still get, caught off guard when I'm, the self-checkout buying something, one of those things like that. And it's wait for somebody to look at your ID. And I'm like, what? What is this? Oh, right. The cough medicine. For some reason, it's still, that's the way it is, man. Side note to that, because we are in an opioid epidemic right now, and it is very common around this area, if not in Bowling Green, then very close all around us here, I would suggest anybody to go to a Dawn program center. They're all over this state and all over the surrounding states, and what they do is they train people on how to use Narcan or naloxone, which is the opioid overdose blocking drug, and it only works for opioid overdoses, so know that, but it's very easy to get trained on how to use it, the nasal kind. That's the only experience I have with it, and I have it with me. I have it with me right now in the studio. I have it with me at all times. If I switch bags, I switch it, put it in the different bag, and it's just good. It's just good to have that, just in case. You never know if you're going out of town or anything like that. I know it's not a big problem here, but it's a big problem around here, and it's a big problem nationally. So that was just my little personal PSA, I guess. We listened to a klezmer song while I was reading that article, and that was also found in the World folder here. And we're just getting done listening to Ricochet by Comme un homme libre. And that means like a free man. And now we're going to end the show because the next DJ is ready to go. And his show is very cool, so keep it locked on WBGU. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. This may very well be the last episode of Mix 8.0 because I think I'm going back to the way I was doing my show. So that'll be fun. I'll have a new theme next week, Thursday 8 to 10. Be there or be square. Have a good rest of your night. Bye-bye.
Live at Howard's premieres October 12th at 11 p.m. only on WBGU TV.